Hello everyone. Children, today I have come up with the new poem by name Nature's Friend. And this poem is written by a well-known English poet W.H. Davis. And children, this poem revolves around the nature. In this poem, the poet tells how beautiful the nature is. And also he suggests the ways to make friendship with the nature. The poet W.H. Davis, he tells us that we have to have a good relationship between the nature. Okay, we have to have a good friendship with the nature because nature is very important to us, right? Without nature, can we survive? No, it's very difficult to survive without nature. So we can't think without the earth, without nature. Right? So plants, trees, water, birds, animals, small insects which is present on this earth, everything are very much important in one or the other way. So without plants and trees, we can't get fresh air and we can't get rain. We don't get rain. So without rain, there will be no water. And without water, can we survive? No. Water is very much essential to us. So without water, we cannot survive. And without water, we can't grow any crops. And we cannot survive without food. So each and everything present on this earth is very much important to human beings in one or the other way. So the poet tells us that we have to treat the nature in a very kind manner. We should show our love towards the nature. So if we love nature and the nature in turn gives a lots of love to us. Right. So if he doesn't love nature, if he destroy the nature in turn, it teaches us a lesson. So lesson in the sense, so we may get floods, drought, earthquakes, and now, so we are in this very bad situation, a pandemic situation where we cannot breathe freely, right? We have to be scared of breathing without mask. So every time we have to have a mask with us. So the situation has become like this. Why? Because we are destroying, we are very harsh towards the nature. So the nature is teaching us lesson. Right. So without the nature, we cannot survive. The nature is very important to us. So we cannot think of the earth without greenery. So plants, trees, everything is very much important. Right? So now we are in a situation that we cannot breathe freely. We cannot talk to each other very comfortably. So every time we used to have or we have to wear mask. Right? We are in a very crucial situation. Every time we have to be scared. What happens next? Right? So why? Because the nature is teaching us lesson. So at least now, from now onwards, we have to be educated. We have to learn to love nature. Educated in the sense not by reading and writing. We have to understand the importance of nature. And we have to show our love towards the nature. So then only we can overcome the problems what we are facing now. Understood, children? So here the poet W.H. Davis, he suggests the ways how we can make friendship with the nature. He tells us that we have to have a good friendship with the nature. Right. So here, before reading the poem, let's know about a poet W.H. Davis. So his full name is William Henry Davis. William Henry Davis, and he is a well-known English poet. So he was born in the year 1871 on July 3rd. And he died in the year 1940 on September 26th. And children, William Henry David was famous as the nature poet. So he loved nature to the great level. So all his poems revolves around the nature. So nature was his main subject. Right? So when he used to write poems or stories, nature was his main subject. All his poems and stories revolves around the nature. Okay? So he has written many novels, poems, okay, and autobiographies, and few notable works are The Soul's Destroyer and Other Poems, Nature Poems and Others, Foliage, and The True Traveler. These are his few notable works. He has written many works, many notable works, famous poems and stories, but I have mentioned few of them here. Okay, so here in this poem, the poet tells how beautiful the nature is. So he tells that we have lots of beautiful things in this nature. Plants, birds, water, rivers, right, oceans, and different kinds of species, right, different kinds of animals, flowers. So here the nature is very beautiful. So it has lots of surprises to give to us, right? So here the poet tells us we have to love nature, and he shows how he loves the nature, and also he suggests us that we have to love nature and we have to thank God to give us such a wonderful world. Okay, so the poem starts like this. Say what you like, all things love me. I pick no flowers that wins the bee. The summer moths think my hand won to touch their wings with wind and sun. The garden mouse comes near to play, indeed he turns his eyes away. The wren knows well I rob no nest, when I look in she still will rest. The hedge stops cows, or they would come after my voice right to my home. The horse can tell straight from my lip, my hand could not hold any whip. Say what you like, all things love me, horse, cow and mouse, bird, moth and bee. So here I'll read the poem once again. Say what you like, all things love me. I pick no flowers that wins the bee. The summer moths think my hand won to touch their wings with wind and sun. The garden mouse comes near to play. Indeed, he turns his eyes away. A wren knows well I rob no nest. When I look in, she still will rest. The hedge stops cows, or they would come after my voice right to my home. The horse can tell straight from my lip, my hand could not hold any whip. Say what you like, all things love me, horse, cow and mouse, bird, moth and bee. So children, in this poem, the poet tells us that the nature loves him. So in turn, he loves nature too. Okay, so in the first para, the poet tells us that. So in this poem, the poet is addressing the reader. He's talking to the reader. So he's expressing his feelings with the reader. So what the poet is telling, the poet is asking the reader, say what you like in this beautiful nature. And he tells us that he loves everything present in the nature. He doesn't pluck the flowers which wins the bees, which is very much necessary for the bees to make nectar. So he doesn't pluck the flowers. And in the second para, the poet tells us that the summer moths means here the moth, a large winged insect which is which flies mostly more in summer. Okay, the summer moths. So they think the poet's hand, okay, as if they are not afraid, they are not scared of the poet. Okay, the summer moths, they are not scared of the poet. They think that his hand, so his hand like wind and the rain. They touch his hand very gently and they come and sit on his hand and they feel like as if they are feeling the breeze of the wind and the sun. So even he gently touches the moth. So he is showing his love towards the moth. Now, in the third para, that is the garden mouse comes near to play. Indeed, he turns his eyes away. So here in this para, the poet tells us that the garden mouse, the mouse which is in the garden, he dares to come near to the poet because he is not scared of the poet. He knows that the poet will not harm him. So he tries to come near to the poet, but so he runs back to his place. Okay. Next, the wren knows well I rob no nest. When I look in, she still will rest. So in this para, the poet tells that a wren bird, a small bird, is not scared of the poet. Okay, when the poet goes near to the bird, it does not fly away by fluttering its wings. So the wren bird knows that if the bird is very familiar with the poet, that it does not fly away. Instead, it sits in its nest and it takes rest. The wren bird knows that the poet does not rob its eggs or the nest. So the bird is not scared of the poet. Now, the head stops cows or they would come after my voice right to my home. So in this para, the poet tells that the cows which are grazing lazily in the field, they become very much alert when they hear the sound of the or hear the voice of the poet. So when they hear the voice of the poet, they run and come towards the poet and they will follow the poet right to his house. But the edges stops the cows, or else the cows would follow him up to his house. Here the poet is trying to tell us that the cows are very much familiar with his voice and they love the poet where they can spend their time without any scared, without any fear. They can have a good time with the poet. So as soon as they hear the poet's voice, they run and come towards the poet, and if they get a chance, they would follow the poet to his house. And next, the horse can tell straight from my lip, my hand could not hold any whip. So here in this para, the poet tells us that his horses are very proud of the poet. The horses know that the poet is very kind to them. Okay, so he's very kind and he does not take the whip. Whip means here the instrument which is used to control the animals. So the horses know that their master, the poet, is very kind towards them. Okay, so they know that the poet does not take the whip. So they are very much happy by living with the poet. Okay, they are very proud. The horses are very proud of their poet. Say what you like, all things love me, horse, cow and mouse, bird, moth and bee. So here in the last stanza, the poet is asking the reader, so say what you like the most in this nature. And he continues and he tells us that he loves everything which is present in the nature, whether it is cow, bird, moth or mouse, everything present in the nature I love most. So by reading this poem, we can understand that the poet W.H. Davis is a true nature lover, right? So he loves nature to a great extent, where the horses are not scared, the cows love to be with him, and the bird is not scared of the poet. The garden mouse is very much there to come near to the poet, and the moths, the small insects, are also very much familiar with the poet, so that they come and sit on his hand. Okay, so here the poet, by reading this poem, he tells us that even we should have a good relationship between the nature. He suggests us to have a good relationship with the nature. Children, I hope you have understood and loved the poem. And we have few words and their meaning. So The first one is moth. Moth means a large winged insect. A large winged insect which resembles a butterfly, but not a butterfly. It is a fat, large winged insect. Now wren. Wren means a small bird. Hedge. Hedge means a line of bushes planted at the edge of the lawn or field. Children, in the next class, I'll come up with new topic. Thank you, children.